Okay, I was gonna try to do something. Real runs? Yeah, it's real runs time. But it sucks, because I've been playing really well, and now I'm just failing 1 for whatever reason. Bro, 1 is like the hardest floor, I swear. Floor 1 is like really dumb. I don't know why I struggle with 1 so much. I just kind of do. I don't really practice it because I can do it. But there's that one flick I really struggle with. That's unfortunate. Screen time sucks. Thankfully, I am in college. I used to have that. Oh, I used to have a Chromebook. I used to be I hate them. Chromebooks are so terrible. They're actually, like, horrible. It's just my opinion. You guys can disagree. They just freaking suck. You can't do anything. They suck. So freaking suck. The Wi-Fi on the Chromebooks just suck. I hate Chromebooks. School, in college, we don't have Chromebooks. Floor skip, thank you. Thank you. What a fluke. Oh my gosh. I locked in. I locked in. Ugh. Hello, everybody. This is me, Bray, and today I'm going to be giving a review of TOIF. As long as talking about first, we're going to talk about my experience with the tower, and then I'm going to go on to talk about my review of it. So, yesterday I got the chance and was able to beat this as my sixth soul crushing. Um, and it was uh, my hardest was Tower of Mind Breaking before I beat that. Technically, Tower of Fending Layers is still my hardest according to the difficulty chart. I disagree with that. I think that this tower is much harder than that. TOTL only took me 4 streams to beat, and this one took me 12. So, and it felt like a new hardest when beating it, and I think it is. So, yeah. This tower, for me, was quite the grind, I will say. Probably my longest grind yet, I will say that. Um, eh, well, I think I played difficulty chart longer. I think I probably played that more. But I don't know. Anywho, um, this was definitely one of my longest grinds. I am super proud of myself for pulling it off because it was quite the experience, and I had a hard time with it because the thing about TOTL is that it's more rap based, and I'm pretty good at raps, and I'm pretty consistent at them. And it's more purism based. I'm good at purism, and this one was more trust tech based, and I really struggle with trust tech a lot. But fortunately, I feel like I have improved on my trust tech. That's a main reason why I wanted to beat this. Uh, and I pulled it off. I'd say I did a pretty dang good job doing so. Overall, the tower was quite the grind. I did struggle with it a lot, trying to find the correct strategies. I played it. I pretty much did my first all jump of it a month ago, and I've been just kind of playing it ever since. And the tower did take me. I started it on the 23rd. It took me almost 3 weeks of grinding. But the thing is, a week of that was finals, and I had to focus on finals, so I wasn't able to play it for about a week. But then I got back and I beat it in 4 days after my finals. So, yeah. Always do your finals first, and always focus on other life's events before EToH, or anything else. So, overall, this tower for me was quite the grind. It basically on my third day of streaming, I got to floor 7, and then there was no. My PB was floor 7 for 9 streams technically, without any progress, and I was playing on 120 the entire time, but then after stream 11, I started playing on 240, and basically that the 12th stream was just a completely different stream compared to the last like 8. Because what happened was I started the stream and I did like 8 to 10, and then I played from 6 and I did 6 to 10, and then I went into the tower and then I beat it. Like my pretty much my second run. Cuz I think when I first entered the tower I failed like on the first floor, and then I restarted and I beat it. So, yeah, I was really impressed by that. That's why my reaction was really underwhelming, because I feel like it just was very anticlimactic. I was just like, oh, okay, I beat it, I guess. Yeah, so, now I talked about my experience, I will talk about the tower. So, this tower, I am very conflicted on my opinions. On one hand, I think the tower is pretty fun. I think it's a good, I think it's a good skill booster. On the other hand, there are a lot of problems with it, and it just doesn't make the tower to be like all that. It does bring down the tower. A lot of things in the tower do bring it down, and I will say it is a very difficulty spike tower. It is a very unbalanced tower, I think, because the first floor is actually like one of the harder floors. I will say that. I did struggle. I did loot fail 1 a lot when playing this. Uh, It's not bad. It's just like there's some awkward flicks in it, and it's just not a really good start. The floor is really difficult because you have a flick where you have to shift. You have to like turn, like do a weird shift flick with the mouse and holding A at the same time as W. It's really confusing. Uh, and it's just ugh. But that part is fine. Like it gets better. It does get consistent. Uh, Floor 2 is fine. I discovered when a chatter pointed out a skip I could do revolving a wall, and that did help my skill a lot. It did help me get better runs. And it didn't skip anything hard, but it felt runs feel less monotonous and feel better till I could get to other floors quicker. So, floor 2 was a cakewalk after a while. Floor 3. Oh, alright, sorry about that cut. My grandma came into the room. Anyway, as I was saying, floor 2 was fine. Floor 3 was very interesting. Because, I will say that it was just very monotonous to play floor 3 over and over again. Uh, because there was a few flicks in it that were really awkward, naming the ball jump onto the truss, and then that part after it, where you have to flick around the truss. There's a lot of that in the tower. Floor 4. Oh my gosh. Floor 4 is such a difficulty spike. It's so annoying. I think it's the hardest floor. In my personal opinion, it was a big roadblock because there's just so many flicks that shouldn't be hard, but they just are. And I always failed to something dumb, and I failed like a lot on 4. Like there was a flick, like the first jump of it is so awkward, and it never felt right doing it. And then there was that one flick where you have to turn around. It's consistent. It gets consistent, the floor. But it's just so annoying. And it's just, ugh, I do not like floor 4. 5 is probably my favorite floor of the tower. I really like the song. I really like the gameplay. I really like the lack of trusses. I do like truss gameplay. I just don't like how it's used in TOIF. And, it's just, eh. Like, there's this one jump on 5 that kind of brings the floor down. Like, there's that one jump on every floor that just makes the floor harder than it needs to be. Overall, that floor is just really tough. A lot harder than the normal floor would be. Uh, so, floor 6 is fine. I think just the first jump onto the after floor 5 ends is kind of annoying, and then there's that other flick. But other than that, it's pretty easy. Floor 7 is actually very overrated in difficulty. People say it's like mid-extreme or something like that. I don't find it that hard. I really don't. It's definitely very easy once you get it down. Everything just makes sense. It all is just common sense. Use your brain for it, and you're fine. I only failed it 3 times, and one of my fails I was just not using my brain. And yeah, floor 7 is overrated in difficulty. Floor 8, also, it starts off very annoying. Learning it is the most learny floor in the tower. Because there is a jump, like the truss part. It does get consistent. It definitely does. I did it my first try. But man, is it hard. It's a difficulty spike. But the rest of 8, other than that, is fine. I don't really have a problem with 8. Even the, like, slanted flicks, and after a while, those just got really consistent. 8 was, like, my most consistent floor. I got really consistent with 8 after a while. The only hard part of it for me was that flick after you do the 2 truss... What do you call it? The truss jumps. 9 is, free. The only hard part is netted. It's that little truss moving walk thing, but even that's pretty easy. Just make sure to have common sense. It gets consistent. And if you do fail it, you can fall on 8 and just go back up to 9. So 9 is free. 9 is like intense. And 10, it's also pretty hard, especially the ending. But the hard part, like, it's mostly netted. It's just the ending that's not netted. But the ending isn't too bad as long as you practice it a lot, which I got it. I did it first try. And then the pendulum, it was easy. I didn't have a hard time with the pendulum. I never failed the pendulum in practice or in the tower. So overall, that was my experience with EToH. In my opinion, it's a decent tower. It has its problems. I do recommend it for good skill. Just use 240 FPS and make sure to practice floors 4, 7, and 8 a lot. Overall, that is all I really have. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And tell someone you love them today. Thank you for watching this video. It should be out, I don't know, later tonight. It's 13th, probably tonight. Maybe tomorrow, because I am going to do some things. So you all have a blessed day. And yeah.